Precepts of World Religions.
Afro-Anglican Constructive Church, Holy Commandments.
Love ye one another.
Be thou industrious, thrifty, and fruitful.
Be ye concretized and ever united, for by the power of unity ye shall demand respect of the nations.
Work ye willingly with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, to relieve suffering and oppressed humanity, for by no other way can ye render integral service to the Lord your God.
Be thou clean and pleasant.
Be thou punctual, honest, and truthful, that ye gain favor in the sight of the Lord your God, and that your pathway be prosperous.
Let no people take away that which the Lord thy God giveth thee, for the Lord shall enquire of it, and if ye shall say someone hath taken it.
Thou shalt first bind up the wound of thy brother, and correct the mistakes in thine own household, before ye can see the sore on the body of your friend, or the error in the household of thy neighbor.
Shed not the blood of thine own for the welfare of others, for such is the pathway to destruction and contempt.
Be ye not contented in the vineyard or household of others.
Establish ye upon the law a holy temple for the Lord, according to thy name, and there shall all the children of Ethiopia worship the Lord their God.
Thou shalt have no other God but the Creator of heaven and earth and the things thereof.
Baha'i Faith. Moral Codes.
No killing, no stealing, no lying, no adultery and promiscuity, no gambling, no alcohol or drugs except for medicinal purposes, no gossip and backbiting.
Buddhism. 5 precepts.
Refrain from killing, refrain from stealing, refrain from lying, slandering, gossiping, and spreading rumors, refrain from sexual misconduct, refrain from taking intoxicants.
Cow die precepts.
Do not kill, do not steal, do not commit adultery, do not indulge in the use of alcohol, do not speak falsehood.
Confucianism. 5 constant virtues.
Zhen, benevolence, charity, and humanity. Yi, righteousness and honesty. Li, propriety or good manners, politeness. Ji, knowledge of right and wrong. Xin, faithfulness and integrity.
Christianity. 10 Commandments.
You shall have no other gods before me.
You shall not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything in the heaven above, or in the earth beneath, or in the waters below.
You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name.
6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son or daughter, nor your manservant or maidservant, nor your animals, nor the alien within your gates.
Honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you.
You shall not kill.
You shall not commit adultery.
You shall not steal.
You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor.
You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his manservant or maidservant, his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor.
Essenes, 10 Commandments.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Honour thy father and thy mother.
Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbour.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, nor thy neighbor's wife, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Hinduism. Yama. 10 Vedic restraints.
Ahimsa. Non-violence. Abstinence from injury. Harmlessness. The not causing of pain to any living creature in thought, word, or deed at any time.
Satya. Truthfulness. Word and thought in conformity with the facts.
Asteya. Non-stealing. Non-coveting. Non-entering into debt.
Brahmacharya. Divine conduct, countenance, celibate when single, faithful when married.
Kshama. Patience. Releasing time. Functioning in the now.
Driti. Steadfastness. Overcoming non-perseverance, fear and indecision, seeing each task through to completion.
Daya. Compassion. Conquering callous, cruel, and insensitive feelings toward all beings.
Arjava. Honesty, straightforwardness, renouncing deception and wrongdoing.
Mitahara. Moderate appetite, neither eating too much nor too little, nor consuming meat, fish, shellfish, fowl, or eggs.
Shaucha. Purity, avoidance of impurity in body, mind, and speech.
Hua-Hao Buddhism. Hua-Hao Buddhism moral principles.
Do not fall into debauchery. We must always fulfill moral obligations.
Do not be lazy, nor earn a living by dishonest professions. We must love and forgive one another.
Do not overindulge in eating or wasteful spending. Do not be selfish nor adulate. Must be an upright person.
Do not be arrogant. Do not speak coarse or foul language. Do not blaspheme God, Buddha, saints, or deities.
Do not kill any living beings, especially domestic animals such as buffaloes, oxen, cows, and dogs, to eat or to make offering.
Do not burn paper money as an offering to the dead. It is an illogical waste of money because it is not used in the netherworld. Instead, use that money to help the needy.
Do not be hasty, careless in our speech, nor believe in false information. Examine thoroughly before making a judgment.
We must love, help one another onto the righteous and spiritual path.
International Society of Krishna Consciousness. 4 regulative principles.
No eating of meat, fish, or eggs. No illicit sex. No gambling. No intoxication, including alcohol, caffeine, tobacco, and other recreational drugs.
Islam. Excerpts from the Sharia, Islamic law.
There is no other God beside God. My Lord, make this a peaceful land, and protect me and my children from worshiping idols. And make not Allah's name an excuse in your oaths against doing good, or acting rightly, or making peace between persons, for Allah is one who heareth and knoweth all things.
O you who believe, when the congregational prayer, Salat al-Jamu'ah, is announced on Friday, you shall hasten to the commemoration of God and drop all business. And you shall do good to your parents, and to the near of kin, and to the orphans, and the needy.
He hath forbidden you eat dead meat, and blood, and the flesh of swine, and that on which any other name hath been invoked, besides that of God.
Be merciful to those on earth, so the one above the heavens will be merciful to you.
You shall not commit adultery. It is a gross sin, and an evil behavior.
give just measure, and cause no loss to others by fraud.
Confound not the truth with falsehood, nor knowingly conceal the truth. And covet not the thing in which Allah hath made some of you excel others. Envy not one another, but ask Allah of His bounty.
O you who believe, intoxicants and gambling, and the altars of idols, and the games of chance are abominations of the devil. You shall avoid them, that you may succeed, etc.
Jainism, Mahavrata, 5 great vows.
Non-violence, ahimsa, to cause no harm to living beings.
Truthfulness, Satya, to always speak the truth in a harmless manner.
Non-stealing, asteya, to not take anything that is not willingly given.
Celibacy, Brahmacharya, to control the senses, including mind, from indulgence.
Non-possession or non-materialism, apariagraha, to detach from people, places, and material things.
Judaism, 10 Commandments.
I am the Lord thy God.
Thou shalt have no other gods besides me.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy.
Honour thy father and mother.
Thou shalt not murder.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbour.
Thou shalt not covet.
Manichaeism, 5 commandments of the elect, or monks and nuns.
Truthfulness, purity from sin.
Non-violence, purity of action.
Chastity, purity of body.
Purity of mouth, purity of diet, or pure vegan diet.
Blessed poverty, purity from materiality.
10 commandments of the listeners, or householder Manichaeans.
No idol worship.
No lying.
No greed.
No killing.
No adultery.
No theft.
No pretense.
No sorcery.
No hypocrisy.
No laziness. Mormonism, 10 commandments.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Thou shalt not covet.
Sikhism, 4 cardinal commandments.
Hookah, no consummation of tobacco, drugs, alcohol, or other intoxicants.
Hajamat, no cutting of hair.
Halalo, no eating that which is killed, meat, fish, eggs.
Haram, no adultery.
Sufism, some moral guidelines.
Your God is one God. There is no one worthy of worship except Him, the compassionate, the merciful.
When Allah's messenger was asked who was most excellent, he replied, everyone whose heart is clear of pollution, Makmum al-Qalb, and whose tongue is truthful. On being told by his hearers that they understood, whose tongue is truthful, but not Makmum al-Qalb, he replied, the one who is pure. The one who is pure with no sin, iniquity, deceit, or envy.
Thy Lord hath decreed that ye worship none but Him, and that ye be kind to parents. Whether one or both of them attain old age in thy life, say not to them a word of contempt, nor repel them, but address them in terms of honor.
Allah does not guide him who is a liar and a disbeliever.
Shaitan, or devil, desires to stir up enmity and hatred between you with intoxicants and gambling, and to prevent you from the remembrance of Allah and from salah, or prayers.
The Compassionate One has mercy on those who are merciful.
May Allah show mercy to a man who gets up during the night and prays, etc.
Taoism. 10 Precepts.
Do not kill, but always be mindful of the host of living beings.
Do not be lascivious or think depraved thoughts.
Do not steal or receive unrighteous wealth.
Do not cheat or misrepresent good and evil.
Do not get intoxicated, but always think of pure conduct.
I will maintain harmony with my ancestors and family and never disregard my kin.
When I see someone do a good deed, I will support him with joy and delight.
When I see someone unfortunate, I will support him with dignity to recover good fortune.
When someone comes to do me harm, I will not harbor thoughts of revenge.
As long as all beings have not attained the Tao, I will not expect to do so myself.
The Toltec Teachings, some moral guidelines.
God is one. He does not demand anything. He does not need anything.
Do not commit adultery. Do not become drunk. Do not deliver yourself immoderately to gambling, nor subjugate yourself to chance.
It is good if you support yourselves. Create, work, gather firewood, farm the land, grow edible cactuses. Therefore, honor and enhance hard work.
Love one another. Help one another. Help those in need with a blanket, a truss, a jewel, a salary, food, for it is false to reject those around you.
Do not allow your strength to make you arrogant. Do not let your understanding be your support. Do not brag about your convictions, etc.
Zoroastrianism, some moral guidelines.
It is requisite to abstain strictly from speaking falsehood.
It is necessary to practice strict abstinence from adultery.
The destroyers of virtue in every man, the thought of injuring men, of cheating them, of rendering them miserable, of wishing ill to them, and magic. Men should get rid of these.
It is not desirable to distress one's priest, or father, or mother.
Violence must be put down. Against cruelty, make a stand.
The man who is disposed to render men unhappy should give prominence within himself chiefly to the virtue of benevolence and of taking care of others.
It is not desirable for anyone to eat dead matter for the sake of medicine and remedy, etc.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/WOW-scrolls.